Well, some people try to get on the cutting edge of change, so they're destroying other people instead of being destroyed themselves. And those are the Googles and the Apples and so forth. Other people like me do some of that, joining things like Apple, and in some ways we just try and avoid big change that we think is likely to hurt us. And so Berkshire, for instance, owns the Burlington Northern Railroad. You can hardly think of a more old-fashioned business than a railroad business. But who in hell's ever going to create another trunk railroad? So it's a very good asset for us. So, and we made that success not by conquering change, but by avoiding it. Now, Burlington Northern itself has been quite clever at adapting technology to their railroad. Imagine the good luck of being able to take an existing railroad and double deck all the trains and raise the heights of the tunnels a little and so forth. And all of a sudden you got twice the capacity at very little incremental cost, which is what that railroad has done. Everybody uses new technology, but it really helps to have a position that almost can't be taken away by technology. How else are you going to carry goods from the port of Los Angeles to Chicago, except on our railroad? All successful investment involves trying to get into something where it's worth more than you're paying. That's what successful investment is. And there are a lot of different ways to find something that's worth more than you're paying. You can look for it right in the cutting edge of technology, the way Sequoia does. The most remarkable investment firm in America is probably Sequoia. That venture capital firm, which absolutely fanatically stays right on the cutting edge of modern technology, they've made more money than anybody, and they have the best investment record of anybody.
How do you encourage young mentees to take big bets on big edges? And how should this be taught at Caltech?
If you asked, how could Caltech teach people how to win chess tournaments or poker tournaments, you would find that some people at Caltech are very good at that and others aren't. And if you want to win at those things, you better bet on the people that are really very good at it. And not everybody is. I don't think Caltech can make great investors out of most people. I think great investors to some extent are like great chess players. They're almost born to be investors.
And that's because of the tolerance for risk? Is it the patience? What are the traits of a great investor?
Yeah, obviously, you have to know a lot. But partly it's temperament. Partly it's deferred gratification. You got to be willing to wait. And it's a weird, good investing requires a weird combination of patience and aggression. And not many people have it. It also it requires a big amount of self-awareness and how much you know and how much you don't know. You have to know the edge of your own competency. And a lot of brilliant people are no good at knowing the edge of their own competency. They think they're way smarter than they are. And of course, that's dangerous and causes trouble. So I think Caltech would have a hard time teaching everybody to be a great investor.
But could it help people discover that they have that temperament? Or is this something that you mostly should try on your own?
I think you find out whether you got the qualities to win at poker by playing poker.
That's a very empirical approach, Charlie.
Yes, but I think it's right. Warren and I have talked about this. In the early days, when we talked about our way of doing things, which was working so well, we found some people got it and they instantly converted to our way and did very well. And some people, no matter how carefully we explained it, they could never learn they could never adapt it. They either got it fast or they didn't get it at all. So that's my experience.
You've talked about the search for psychological research and education grounded in how humans truly operate. Have you found it yet?
Well, no, I haven't found anything yet except how to get by fairly well. It's harder than a lot of people think. just think of how hard it is to get far ahead in life. Imagine, suppose you want to get ahead in Caltech, you like the academic life. If you're very brilliant and work 80 or 90 hours a week for 9 or 10 years, you get tenure. That is not what I call an easy life, and competing with the Homer Joe Stewarts.
Some of us love that life.
Yes, of course, I know. And that's fine. I chose to avoid it because I knew I wouldn't win big at it.
So finding your own path seems very something you really recommend to everyone.
No,
so you can shine.
I'm arguing to everyone. What helps everyone is to get in something that's going up and it just carries you along without much talent or work. And so if you pick a really strong place, like say Costco, and you go to work at it, and you really are reliable and nice, you're going to do fine in life. You got a big tailwind. But in elite education, nobody wants to go to work for Costco from Harvard or MIT or Stanford. And of course, it's the one place where it would be easiest to get ahead.